Greetings, everyone. I was at the dollar store and I managed to find these. Now, when this first came about back in the mid-90s or so, I was already in my 20s at that point, and I wasn't into collecting cards like this. I was still into comics, of course, but Pokemon, yeah, no, it wasn't really my thing. But for fun, I think it would be neat to crack these open and see if we can get something out of it. Inspiration. Okay, let's see what these ones are. Hello, Neville. Okay. I don't know what is cool or not. Flittle. I don't know anything about that. Is it electric? Well, that sounds about right. Electric. Lampant. I don't know what that is. And looks like part bear. Like an Arctic. So it has an icicle punch and frost purge. Interesting. And let's see what this other thing has as premium cards. Probably not the best way to get into this stuff. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Set that aside. Okay. Meloetta? That sounds cool. I don't mind that. And these ones are Arcanon. I don't know if that's awesome. And Overquill. All right, so what I'm going to do, I know really nothing about Pokemon other than who Ash is and who Pikachu is, and is it Meowth or Mewtwo or something like that? And what was the other one that was in the movie? I don't remember right off. And I don't know which one of these will be the funnest one to draw a version of, especially as somebody who knows nothing about these creatures. So I'm going to kind of shuffle them up and maybe just pick one random card to be my inspiration. And whatever I flip around, well, Meloetta. I choose you, I guess. Now, music staff as, pardon me, as hair. Maybe notes or something as limbs. Anyway, I know nothing about how this creature will be drawn, so we're just going to doodle this out just for fun. I'm going to use my dip pen, brush off the page just a little bit. Now she seems to, and maybe it's, I don't know if this is a he or a she or what sort of creature this is, has a round head. But I don't know if the hair goes to both sides. And is a singer or something like that. Has a headband of some sort. And flowy kind of hair-like structure. Yeah, I don't know. Now, what I have to try to figure out is, just in the doodle, where exactly certain things should be. And I don't know if hair or that music staff. Ooh, maybe this is like a microphone on this side. But the object for me here will be to create a different pose after I kind of figure out what I want for how this creature might move or sing or something like that. I think maybe has notes for arms. And I don't know what to make of if this is a dress. Let's say yes. And then sort of wispy points for legs. Okay. I don't know if some part of this so we got G, G, B, B, D. I don't know if that's supposed to mean anything as far as notes on the staff go. So let's see if we can quickly come up with a different look. And what we're going to do is we're going to start a fresh side. And I'm going to assume a few things. I'm going to make headphones or a single earpiece, I should say, a mic, and maybe, just maybe, we'll have the eyes, we'll have this one kind of winking. And then this one here, peering around. I don't know if this creature has teeth. But we'll make like a single bar of teeth. So if you're familiar with this creature, let me know. I don't know anything about who this is or the power. That has a melodious echo, which seems kind of cool. I don't know what this jewel up here might represent, but what we're going to do is we'll just, as I said, we're going to pretend that this is something a little bit of a collar of some kind down here at the neck. When this is over, I may have to try to look this one up. And it seems like yes, you can have treble clefs and whatnot for expression. Maybe this other arm can be down here on the diaphragm, making sure that correct breathing is. Let me dip here. So around the same time, I think, whenever Pokemon was popular, I think the Magic card game came out as well. Something else that I wasn't really super familiar with for its time. Although, you know, looking back, those things from those first generation of collector card games, those are worth the dollars now. So if you were so inclined to have, you know, collected them or whatnot, I think you probably would be doing okay if you held on to that stuff and, you know, bought a house with them or whatever. Now, I don't know if this is like a split dress. Not really sure. But I'm going to make another terrible assumption and assume that it kind of splits in the middle, almost like a tail. Because I don't know this character. Maybe it won't make it so dramatic of a split. And kind of like a trench coat style thing. How about? Of course, it might be way better to have used an ink pen for this part, because this thing does finer details, but it really takes some time to fill in larger areas. So yeah, I mean, you can let me know if you were into this or if you got into it later on. Now, the reason why I saved the staff hair for last is because I kind of wanted it in the background of whatever's going on with the head of this creature. So let's say something like that. And over here, not nearly as flowy as the picture. Drop in a few lines like that. I don't know if we need to have the same notes or not. We could. But they seem to be, yeah, no. Well, how about we go with, no, they could be the same. To some degree. And interesting. Now for fun, let's see if we can add some color to that. If I have anything that'll do it. Let's try this. Don't worry, I might throw a little more green into this. Not that you were worried. A little bit of blue. We use a little bit in the eyes too. And whatever this thing is, almost a third eye gem. Little tongue. All right, that's kind of interesting. And a couple more little spots of green here and here. One there and there. A little shade here. Not that this matters. See if we can lighten some of this up a little bit and drag it around at the same time. So yes, I don't know. I'll have to see the so-called attacks of this wonderful creature. I'm just kind of pulling the green away from the music staff lines just a little bit. Now, let's smooth out some of the trench coat dress-like thing. Okay. So I think it's Meloetta. So for those of you who don't really write in cursive anymore, I encourage you to just tinker around with it because it's fun. Well, I think that's going to be it. I don't know if we need to go any further than that. I should look up who this is and see if it exists in the cartoon world. I don't recall this in the movie. Oh, Charizard, right? That's like one of the major Pokemon to find. Something like that. All right, well, just around or just under 30 minutes. That's kind of interesting for something that I'm not really familiar with. Meloetta. Meloetta? Sure, Meloetta. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out, and hopefully we'll see you again at some point in the near future.